Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another discussion video, and today we have some more dev information on pretty much defensive sieges. And what I mean by this is, if you can see by the title of this thread, it still says, still haven't defended a single castle siege yet. So this is after a change that was made by the developers where the AI calculates whether to continue a siege or leave the siege after you break into the siege. So what would happen is, let's say an enemy is sieging one of your friendly castles or towns, whether it's yours or let's say you're a vassal in some other clans. You can actually break in and be on the defensive side, but you will lose troops along the way, right? And then in theory you should be able to be on the defensive side of a siege. But what happens is, well, what happened before is, a lot of the times the the AI would just leave as soon as that happened. They wouldn't, like, doesn't matter about the numbers, they would just leave. So you would just lose all those troops. They would leave, you would leave, and then they would just come back and try it again, and then you would pretty much lose more troops if you wanted to defend it again, right? And there were changes to make it so the AI calculates your army as half its size. So therefore, it actually continues the siege. And it's kind of like, I don't know if it was a temporary fix, but it was kind of like the best and easiest way to fix it for the time being, right? And after that, players are saying that it doesn't really work still, right? And we have another player asking, did those changes actually make it to the hotfix? Or did one, did one break in and it seemed more reasonable? Maybe it's just RNG. So he's saying, did it make it? Is it just RNG? What's happening, right? And then we have a dev response to exactly what it is. So let's read it. So dev states, there are no changes at these codes yet. You and your parties in your army lost 190 plus 1 of 356 men. Ratio is 25.2%. So he's talking about how much he lost trying to break into the settlement. And then he goes, only there was fixed 10, it would be 5 in 1.5.10, but it is so minor. I did not check randomization yet, you mentioned. Okay, what is this? Okay, so now he's showing the sacrifice formula, which is how much troops you have to sacrifice to actually get into the defensive siege, right? Or into the town or castle that is being sieged. So he states it's between 15 to 30%. And that has to do with a lot of factors like how big your strength is, how big the enemy's strength is. What else do we see? There's probably... What skill actually makes it so... Isn't it roguery? That helps like the... No, that's the escape chance. There has to be... Isn't there a skill, if I'm not mistaken, that actually impacts this? But I don't see it here in the... what do you call it? In the count. Interesting. Okay. So dev continues, what I see is you lost 20 men and other 4 parties in the same army lost 80 men. This means each party lost the same number of men even though these parties have different number of men. As example, even you have 50 or 200 men in your party, you will lose 20 men. This seems a bit weird. I will try to change it. Okay, so he states it's just... it's not really going off what the formula is stating, because, you know, obviously if it takes the enemy strength into account and the strength of you into account, you know, you shouldn't lose 20 men just like across the board. It should be kind of like weighed in based on, like, you know, the strength of your army, how much units and all of that. Okay, so we're kind of, you know, we're talking about the break-in thing, but hopefully we do talk about, you know, the lack of the sieges, or maybe it is fixed. I have no clue. I'm just here to read and let you guys know what it is, right? So here is the code. Okay, so each party lose same number of men. Okay, because it's just an equals thing. There's not really a formula here. Okay, makes sense. Reason why there's no homogeneous distribution while selecting sacrifice troops, I will change it to. So the reason for the, for you losing the same amount of men instead of it being counted by how much actual army you have, there should be member roster total man count. Okay, so it is being fixed. Okay, cool. A member roster.count returns how many type of different troops that party has. Okay, so with this code, it will actually take into account what you have. Okay, cool. What else do we have? I'm just trying to see. Before and after fix, we'll try to add this as a hotfix. Otherwise, if not, it'll be added to 1.5.10. Okay, so before and after fix. So before fix, you lost 9, 8, and 52 on the other side. After, you lost 23 and 46. Okay, so what it's showing is here is before you would just lose like kind of random amount of every single type of troop. As you can see, but the army composes mostly of ranged troops in this example. Therefore, if it made sense, then you would lose more ranged troops. As you can see right here, it went from 9 and 8 to 3 cavalry because there's barely any cavalry in the army, and 20 ranged troops because there was more ranged troops in that army. Okay, cool. That's cool. Interesting. So I'm guessing the change for actually more defensive battles did occur, because we're onto the subject of what's it called? The amount of sacrificed troops. But okay. What else do we have? You're the best, we'll miss you. I cannot believe this guy's talking like this now. Okay, changed man out here. Okay. Player says, you said quite a lot about 1.5.10. Any estimate time when it will be out? Probably a long time. Dev states, probably this minor fix break in sacrifice troops will go to the hotfix. It is something small. Other thing, 1.5.9 could not go to beta because of a texture bug at 1.5.8. Still could not fix from what I can hear. Okay, so it's still not fixed. It is blocking all the process. I hope next week 1.5.9 can go to beta. After that, still 2, 3, 4 weeks need till 1.5.10 happens, which is when wage sliders, behavior Dropbox for clan parties, and auto recruitment for garrisons will go to beta. That's actually big. So we are getting auto recruitment for that too. Okay, so you got a little, what's it called? Estimation. You know, hopefully it goes, he states there's a big bug. Hopefully the beta happens next week, and then obviously after that beta happens, you can't just rush the next one out. You have to, you know, obviously go through the same process, and that'll probably take, you know, half a month to a month, which is fine. I think that's okay. And there's a lot of big stuff coming in 1.5.10, as we've stated before in other videos, so good. So, yeah, we have a little hotfix coming up. The sacrifice troops gets changed. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about defensive sieges. Have you had more? Have you had less? Has it been the same? What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. And I think that will do it for me. Kind of short video. It is what it is, but there you go. 1.5.9 might come out next week. If this bug is fixed, I will keep you guys up to date. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Ask me any questions, any concerns, and stay safe.